A nice group here this morning. Always. We love our community.
Okay, over to you, Michelle. We're ready.
All right. Good morning. We are live, coming to you live from all over the country and the world. This is our Good Morning, Monday morning, Live Younger team chat, where we are in a wonderful roundtable and where everyone gets to, everyone has an opportunity to share. We are all equal here. And we are opening this circle to stories, testimonials, questions. And if you are going to share something about where you were and what you patched and where you are now, we ask that you not name any disease states. And LifeWave products do not claim to prevent, treat, or cure any diseases. But we do bring energy, vitality, and we are light therapy patches, and we can talk all about symptoms. We can talk about where we were before, what patch we used, and how we're feeling now. So good Monday morning to everyone all over. I guess, I don't know if we have anyone from out of the country, but we welcome you and we look forward to hearing from you. So who would like to get the balls rolling this morning? Satsunder in Mexico. Hola, hola.
Hola, amigos. So one of the reasons I came to Mexico was to get some massive dental work done. And so last week I had 2 days where I was 3.5 hours in a dental chair. And what I did is after those sessions, I put Eon directly over the areas that he was working on. And it was amazing. It was like no discomfort whatsoever. So that was my little contribution here today.
Yay, thank you. 3.5 hours in a dental chair. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
The dentist said to me, he said, he's tired. I said, no, but there's a lot of other places I would rather be than here right now.
Did you put it on when you went in before he even started?
No, I did it afterwards.
Afterwards.
I
Okay.
just had X39. Yeah, and so like when he worked on the bottom, I put it down here. When he worked on the upper, I put him up here, one on each side.
And you
it
used
was great.
just the Eon,
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Satsunder. Great share. Mike has his hand up. Hi, Mike. Good morning.
Hi, how you doing? I'm from Texas.
Hi, Mike from Texas.
Yeah, I'm going to be spending like 6 hours in the dental chair tomorrow. They're going to be replacing or pulling all the teeth on the front so I can get a plate or not a plate, but an insert. You can see teeth instead of holes. I'll take that Eon after I get home. Then that'll help. But my story about 2 or 3 weeks before I had surgery for my shoulders, Darlene introduced me to the X39 patch, so I put it on. I said, well, it's got to help. And I've had, on October 5th, I had my left shoulder replaced. On November 23rd, I had my right shoulder replaced. And the doctors are going, you're healing too fast. You're not supposed to heal that fast. And so I've got a couple doctors interested. But one thing I've noticed is that I can forget to take my pain meds as long as I got a patch on, and it doesn't seem to be an issue. So I've cut way back on my pain meds for all those surgeries.
That's awesome.
Great.
That's a beautiful share. Yay, Mike. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Who else would like to bless us this morning? Tina.
First of all, it's my understanding that vertigo is a symptom. Am I correct?
Yes.
That's a symptom.
Okay. Okay. Well, I got a card a couple of days ago from a friend of mine, and she said that she has not had any vertigo for 6 months since she's been on X39.
Wow.
Very good.
I don't know if anyone here has ever experienced that. I have in short spurt. It's awful. It's debilitating.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Can you tell me how old this woman is?
60s, mid 60s.
Okay. And she wears the X39 where?
I'm not sure. I don't know about that. We're going to do a Zoom call this week and I'll get details.
Wonderful. Wow. That's a great share. Thank you, Tina.
Uh-huh.
Who's next?
Well, before anyone comes on, it's Robin. I just want to say welcome to all of you that are new to our chat, and we're so happy to have you here because there's lots of new faces and names. So welcome,
Yes.
everybody.
I second that. I do see some new faces. Myrna, where are you from?
Hi, good morning. I'm new. I'm from Florida.
I'm looking at those palm trees. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so nice outside. So that's why I came out. I'm just
Welcome.
like not even a week old, and I just started the X39 patch, and I had less falling hair on the fourth day that when I took a shower, when I shampooed, and I think it's because of the X39.
Great.
I didn't hear you, Myrna. You have less what?
Less falling hair.
Oh, hair falling out. Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
We've heard that one before, haven't we? Robin and Gregory and Helen and Tim. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome, Myrna. Welcome. So happy to
you.
have you.
Hey, Michelle, I have a quick one.
Yes, Dr. Tom.
The falling hair and the falling bodies go together. And I've got a couple of people who have such comfortable feet, gentleman that was sharing first. And it's such an important piece of life that we take for, we just don't even think about it. And then all of a sudden people have new senses of balance and they feel amazing. And I don't think Donna is on the call, but there's a lady in Jersey who's part of our South African team. And she works with a lot of energy workers, and she was there with a colleague, with this gentleman, Jeffrey, who's a new associate. And he's very well traveled in the energy medicine world and stuff, obviously very in touch with his body. Yeah. And so, but he's had foot issues. And so she called while she was there, and I said, yeah, I can hop on a Zoom quick. So we hopped on a Zoom. I met him, said hello. I said, are you open to putting an ice wave patch on? So we put the ice wave patch on his back at the both sacral, and God bless him. I said, are you willing to take your shoes off? Are you the kind of guy who likes to go barefoot? Take your shoes off. And he was kind of slumped. He was kind of like, when I first met him, he was kind of like slumped in the back, like this. And by the time we were finished with the conversation, he had leaned up and taken his shoes off. And I had another call. I said, tell you what, I have another call I have to grab. Can I meet you guys back here in 15 minutes? Did that, came back. He was walking around his office and loving life and feeling new energy in his legs. And he said, this is great. How do I do this? And we signed him up right there.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
That was ice wave on the bottom of his feet.
It was ice wave on the iliosacral side of the base of the spine. And then we left him also with an X39. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Happy feet. Here's the happy feet.
Happy feet. I think Zena has her hand up. Yes, Zena.
I do. I was talking with Marta out in Seattle this weekend, and she said to me, oh, I have a story. I said, cool. I said, can I share? And she said, absolutely. So the beginning of January, she was walking through the house and she missed the door jamb and hit her elbow. And she said, I swore I broke it. She said, and I was really quite concerned. She said, but with everything going on in the world, she didn't really want to go to the clinics or the hospital. So she just kept patching and all the rest of stuff. So here it is, 3.5 weeks later, she goes, Zena, she goes, it hardly hurts. She goes, I really do think I broke it. She said, but she says it's feeling really, really good. So again, the healing.
Thank you, Zena. Wow, that's a big one. Who else would like to bless us this morning with a share or a question?
Hi, Michelle. It's Tim. This is about using our leftovers when the patches are at the end. We put them in a little scarf and put them around our dogs. And one of these guys is going to be 16 this month, and he began to really slow down. But now in the morning, he's all over the place, running around like he's a pup. And we haven't done anything else to or for him, so that's got to be it. And this is after the patches are mostly used up.
Wow. Wow. We love
It's fun to have our little dog instead of looking like a geriatric dog sleeping all day. Running around chasing the other dog, feisty as could be, putting on the rips.
Oh,
Love it. Yeah.
Thank you, Helen and Tim.
Yeah.
This is Teresa Grice in Colorado Springs. And I was talking to my sister the other day who started X39 a couple of months ago. And then she heard, I don't remember, she heard me talking, or I posted something about, I can't remember exactly, but anyway, about the SP6. So she started using the SP6 and the Eon on her each side of her belly button, and she has lost. In just 1 week, she lost 6 pounds. So she was really thrilled.
Oh my gosh! And we are. Everyone made New Year's resolutions, I think, and with the COVID-19, some people say that the 19 equals 19 pounds, right? So that's a good one to remember. Yay!
Well, then I must have got COVID 25.
You got a different strain of the virus.
And I got X39. I feel like I'm 39 again.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. Yay, Gregory.
I'll go real quick.
Is this the Bing Crosby patch that you never go over 39?
Exactly.
So,
Go ahead, John.
So in May, I'll be 69. And usually when my aunt always told me, well, you're not 69, you're starting your 70th year. So anyway, so I've had this itch to run another marathon before I'm 70. And so, I've been able to scratch it and started last week running. But what I want to share with you is I'm like Gregory. I'm wearing the X39 and I feel like I'm 39. And I've been able to run 3 1-mile stints below 12-minute miles. And that I'm real in tune with my body. So I walk 6 to 7 miles and in there run 3 separate miles is where I am in my training. But I'm training for a fall race, and the race I really have in mind is to run the Marine Corps in Washington, D.C. But and that'll be in September. But what I want to share with you is every single day that I run and I go, I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. I feel nothing the next day, absolutely nothing, except energy. And like I said, my biological clock is changing. I wake up like clockwork between 4 and 4:30. I've never done that in my entire life. So there's some crazy stuff that I don't understand happening to me, but I give it all to X39 and of course all the other patches that I wear these days. But anyway, I feel like I'm in my biological clock is in my 30s.
John, you are an inspiration to all of us. Thank you. Wow. How long is that marathon? Is that a full marathon in September?
Yeah, it'll be 26.2 miles.
Wow.
But I don't run straight through. I run maybe 8 miles straight through or 10, and then I switch to run walk. I'll run 3 minutes and then I'll walk for a minute.
I used to go in the Marine Corps Marathon every year, and I had a technique that I always started in absolutely last place. That way I could pass more people than the winner did.
That's a pretty good strategy, really.
That is a feel-good strategy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful shares this morning. We have a few minutes left. Is there anyone else that has a story, a testimonial? Oh, I see a couple hands. Mike, Go ahead, Mike. I guess that's Mike Slagle. Come on on.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, listen, I have a fish story. It's actually a beta fish story. I have a guy that just started on the X39 and he's got a beta fish. It was floundering and not eating. And so he stuck an X39, a used one, on the tank, and the beta fish has suddenly come to life, and it's sleeping right up against the glass where the patch is.
Oh my goodness.
So here's my question, however. I want to know, why is this working? Because a fish is a cold-blooded animal. Where's the heat coming from that's generating this effect?
Mike, I love your questions. Can anybody
I'll answer
tackle
that. I'll answer that. Unless the fish tank is at absolute zero, it's emanating heat.
From where? Just the
From
environment?
Water, just the water, the environment. It has specific heat. You know, and it's not 102 degrees. It's not like the heat from our body, but it is emanating. If you had an infrared imaging camera, you know, you could see heat coming from it.
Really? It's been shown to do that, even though you stick your finger in and it's cool. It's enough heat to activate the patch.
I think this is a good question for Dr. Nicholas.
I agree.
Coming up with a good answer, but
Yeah.
I'd like to hear another answer too, but because he's said it before, that he's seen that happen.
Yeah.
He's seen fish that were on their last fin, you know, perk up.
On their last fin.
Could it just be from the energy? Because, you know, they've said even plants and, you know, any living thing has energy in it. And so just the energy is what is activating the patch.
Is that the same as heat, though?
I don't know.
It's a good question to pose, yeah, to Dr. Nicholas. Yeah.
I didn't ask Dr. Nicholas, but I did ask Siri, and according to her, everything basically emanates infrared, some more than others.
There you go.
Maybe that's it.
I was 15 years in the thermal insulation business, so I did have a little background.
There you go.
We have
All
another-
right, thanks.
Yeah, Mike, thank you for sharing that. We have another hand up. I think we have time for one more share. Helen?
No, it was Kira. Did you have your hand up, huh?
Oh, I just had a question about the fish tank one. I was just wondering if it was possible that the water, and this would actually be a question for Gregory. Would it be possible that the water would be, the conduit to the fish, that energy is going from the patch through the glass, through the water to the fish?
I suspect so, because, you know, the patches work through our through the water in our body. That's why it's important we be hydrated, because I think our meridian system, has a certain kind of fluid. What kind of fluid is it? Meridians.
Beta fish is getting better with a patch on its tank. They're trying to figure out why.
If anyone is not speaking, would you please mute yourself, because we're getting a lot of background noise. Please, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know, but we know it works on fish and turtles, right?
Yeah, it works on tortoises, you know, go figure.
So I did see Helen Politzer, not you, Helen Peak. I saw Helen Politzer had her hand up, and I don't know if she still has a question. She had it up for a while. Does Helen Politzer want to speak?
Yes, I have a question. I have two friends with MS, and I was wondering if anyone can speak to that with the patches.
Okay, Helen, we don't name disease states for obvious reasons about, the company. We don't want to get in trouble talking about diseases or curing or healing. So we're going to practice using different verbiage here. So what is another way we could say that? Like maybe just talk about the symptoms that these people are having?
Okay, I'll have to talk to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I can speak to people who are kind of restricted with their muscle deterioration. I have a couple of clients who have this issue, and between the glutathione and the X39, they feel improvement. Now, the improvement's not a lot, but it's enough that gives them hope.
Can I jump on? Is Dr. Tom still on?
Dr. Tom is still on, yes.
Dr. Tom is a neurologist. And so he may be able to speak to this without getting into disease states, but you know, he obviously has done some work in that. Tom, are you open to giving a little input as to what you've been doing?
Sure. Yeah, it's always challenging to not talk about the disease state, but almost every autoimmune condition is really the same disease, right? So everything from multiple sclerosis to Crohn's disease to rheumatoid arthritis to Hashimoto's, and immunity is high on everybody's list, of course, this year. And an immune competence, when you breathe and are exposed to something, and when you touch something, that is immunity competence, yeah? And it's all dependent on our body's ability to have a sense of integrity there. And the breakdown, you can just talk to people in general about their immunity. Sometimes they're interested in that, what they think is contagious, which is, you know, a dynamic in itself. But almost always it's the body very mistakenly turning in on itself. Yeah, so taking and doing the right thing. A body that is in trouble and fragile and highly, highly compromised is just like a dog in a corner, scratching and pawing and saying, no, you don't belong here, right? And at first it looks like the outside world that doesn't belong here, but then all of a sudden part of those metabolic processes turn inward. That's what's called autoimmune, right? MS is certainly that. And wouldn't it be great if that was a reversible condition? And it is. And almost everything that we call autoimmune pathology is. So I would just explore with the person other immune challenges. I can't tell you how many times it's uncanny, 2 to 5 years before the onset of a pathology that we call autoimmunity. Almost always the person has had a major antibiotic course or a surgery that involved mandatory antibiotics in suite, whatnot, or a major lifestyle challenge, right? And of course, one of the major lifestyle challenges that's chronic is our food constriction, our inability to get real food in this country. But yeah, X39 is fantastic. It's bone marrow up, right? So I'll just share one real quick thing that David was talking about last week and what he's excited about. I hope this is okay to share public information wise, Connie. He was talking.
I guess I'll stop you if I need to.
Stop me if you need to, or Gregory, pop in. Yeah. So he's excited, you know, with upcoming clinical trials work that actually shows a reversal, a bidirectional communication, right? So we have stem cells that come out of the bone marrow that are omnipotential. They can do anything, right? Once they put a uniform on, though, they are what's called a committed cell line. And most of our immune response is in the world of committed cell lines. It's a cell that knows what it's up to. That includes a skin cell that's decided to become a skin cell. In my world, it's a neuron, you know, that has become central nervous system and brain health. And where there's a breakdown in that, then all of a sudden you've got immune problems. The cool thing is not only do we have an inside out healing with X39, and we can't use the word healing, I know, but we have an inside out regeneration, right? And that's exciting in and of itself. And a lot of the other technologies, IceWave, for example, with the peripheral, the capillary beds wide open, there's a bidirectional, there's a communication back and forth now. And he's leaning on being able to show this clinically. All kinds of healers know this intuitively, that cell types of all kinds can revert back to omnipotentiality. But wouldn't it be great if we could take a skin cell and give that skin cell everything that bone marrow cell knew before it had to become educated into something? Yeah. And so all of that's like technical work that technical stuff you don't have to tell a patient or a client or a prospect. But if you can let them know, you know, we've got an inside out. X39 certainly is just like a stem cell transplant without the danger, right? It's not expensive, it's not illegal, and it's not dangerous. And you don't have to it's not like an organ transplant. So you can put people back in a capacity where they have that. But then all of a sudden, you can go to work too on their discomforts with something like IceWave and on their detox mechanisms like glutathione and carnosine. And then you're really, on the way.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Tom. Robin and Gregory have something to say. Yes.
Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Tom. That's amazing. And for those of us that are not healthcare practitioners, and I see Ravel was going to say the same thing that I say. I talked to Dr. Nicholas the other day. I think it's really valuable for all of us to know that it doesn't matter what the dis-ease state is. Excuse me one second. X39, EN, and glutathione is where you want to go. And the beauty is they come with instruction booklets. Yes, there are some, a variety of protocols, but if there is a neurologically based imbalance, many times the brain balancing protocol, so, many disease states have that, and you can put the patches in a hat and EN and glutathione on top and energy around the side and put the hat on. And there's amazing things that happen to your brain. It takes it to the state of a 30 or 40-year meditator. And if someone has one of those other neurologically based illnesses, they're finding some tremendous value. So there's many different ways around this, but as Dr. Nicholas said, I literally, thank you, Ravel. I checked in with him the other day and I said, this is what I say to people because we are not practitioners, most of us. How do we keep it really simple? And what I tell people is X39, EN, and glutathione. He said, you're right on. And I said, what about adding energy patches? And he said, absolutely, if their budget allows, because more energy in the body helps the body heal more. So I've been, putting energy patches on Kidney One, which is a total body, can go through the system, is a nice addition. So there's many different ways to approach this, but we are thrilled to have you on the team, Dr. Tom.
Oh my gosh.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
And by the way, you should know it's Diamond Dr. Tom.
Diamond Dr. Tom. Okay.
Diamond Dr. Tom.
Okay, that was James. James, you've been so patient. I've had a hand up for a long time. I just want to give you a chance to speak before we wrap it up here.
Before we wrap up, go ahead, James.
Diamond Dr. Tom. I called after I got a prognosis from the Veterans Ortho Clinic that they were going to shoot steroids into my left shoulder. And until that didn't work, then do a shoulder replacement surgery. And Diamond Dr. Tom came by and gave me an X39. About 15 minutes, the pain was down. And after about 2 weeks, I can now move my arm around, which I could not do before. So I think there's some thanks out there for Diamond Dr. Tom.
And the fallout of that is, of course, this is a guy who gets around a lot and he needs to open the car door. And now he can open the car door with his left hand.
Right.
Yeah. Classic.
Awesome.
Thank you, James. Thank you, everyone. This has been a fabulous call. I think this is one that we're going to have to share, right, Robin and Gregory, Helen and Tim? We're going to have to pass this one on. Helen, thanks for your great question. That seemed to be a tough one, but I think you got some answers there for your friends. Yes, Robin, about tonight's call.
You got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so
okay, so tonight, Rob, we're going to be going over the Vibrant Living website and kind of giving everybody a guided tour and have some discussion and best practices and and you'll hear from some of the people that helped set it up. There's a really tight group of admins that are working together. And this is one of the most potent methods that other successful network marketing companies, a few of them, not very many, have caught on to this, but this is a very powerful thing that I know Connie, you successfully used in a previous company, and some of you others that were in that company used. So we want to kind of bring our community up to speed on how to best use Vibrant Living and live a more vibrant life. There.
So on that vibrant note, everyone go out and have a vibrant day. Keep patching.
And remember, somebody's going to win the spin tonight, right, Robin?
That's right.
There's a spin.
All right. We'll see you all tonight. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.